This is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI Studios in Toronto, Canada.
Hey Toronto, this is Ed Sheeran.
This is Kelly Clarkson.
Hi, this is Bryan Adams.
This is Adele.
This is Madonna.
It's Michael Bublé, and you're listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep Show. It's fun. They're amazing.
It's National Quiet Day.
Ooh, who invented this one? The library?
Yes. I have never heard of this day. I don't know how to be quiet. I've tried. In fact, my sister has asked me as like an experiment. She's like, have you ever just tried to be silent in a conversation? I'm like, what do you mean? It's a conversation. It's supposed to go back and forth. She's like, yeah, but have you ever just tried to like sit in the silence? So, just be okay with silence in a conversation.
Is this just a way a big sister gets a little sister to shut up when she's being annoying? 'Cause
Probably.
I think I've heard this from my brother, too.
Probably, yeah. There's probably a little bit of that, but I've tried it in scenarios where, in a social situation where I'm like, okay, I'm not going to ask the questions because my instinct is to keep asking questions because it's almost like the reporter in me.
What we do, yeah.
Yeah, it's the curiosity factor.
You're
I'm
curious like a cat.
Yes. So I tried not to do that, just to like let it breathe and be silent.
And how'd it go?
It did not go well. It was so awkward. I realized if I don't ask questions, they don't either.
It's just dead air?
Yes.
See, it really depends on the person you're conversing with. Are they a conversationalist? Do you have to, if you find you're carrying the conversation in most of your interactions, the silence thing is not going to work.
It was
it's
just
like
awkward.
a dance. In dancing, someone leads, someone follows.
Yes.
If you're generally the leader in the conversation, being silent is like, again, I've got this friend group where they're all like alpha types. So I find with them, I can be very quiet. In fact, sometimes on vacation with these guys, I don't actually say that much because they're all... Yeah, I know. It's crazy, right? And then with my other group of friends, I am the chatterbox. I'm the one leading the conversation. So you wear different hats.
Right.
But it is kind of nice to sit back and not have to talk as much. It is like a verbal vacation.
Yeah. I mean, like if you talk about the dance, I mean, I was like doing the Running Man solo.
Your emphasis on man always confounds me.
I
The Running Man.
I was doing the Running Man.
Maybe you should be quiet for a while.
Yeah, maybe.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
So how do you feel about autocorrect when, you're typing a text or an email? Do you actually find it helpful?
I find it hilarious if I'm not in a rush. I find it very frustrating if I'm trying to send an important email or something off because it's helpful at times, but it also sometimes just butchers words.
Yeah, and like words that you use all the time, you would think that it learns you. Isn't that the whole thing? Is that, after a while, it starts to learn how you speak and it autocorrects to the way you speak?
Yeah, I will say the most impressive thing my iPhone's ever done is that it, if I misspell my own name, like it will autocorrect it back to Gurdeep, which is great. It's learned that I'm Gurdeep and it autocorrects it back to my name, which is great.
Okay, well, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know what the situation is with my phone, but iOS or whoever I need to call, why?
iOS is an operating system. I
Whatever.
don't think you call anyone.
Whatever I have to do, why doesn't it know that my name is Pooja by now? Because I will tell you right now, every time I go to write Pooja and I will go P-O-O, it will finish the sentence for me.
Why do you pause after P-O-O?
Well, I'm just typing P-O-O.
And then you take a breath?
Those are the first three letters.
Does it autocorrect to an emoji after you type P-O-O?
No,
Okay.
you would think, but that's poop. That's not P-O-O.
Oh, okay.
So with P-O-O, I got Poohar.
Poohar?
Poohar. And I'm like, who's Poohar? So then I looked over as another suggestion from autocorrect, and it was Pooh Hat. Pooh Hat. So you already don't know I'm not Poohar.
I think they sell those.
But when would anybody type Pooh Hat? Like it's a suggestion for who? Do Pooh Hats exist?
Your phone autocorrect suggested you to Pooh Hat?
Yes.
After just having Pooh in there.
Yes. And Poohar. And like sometimes I'll get Puka. But Pooh Hat is in particular, this is where I draw the line. This is where I need to figure out who am I calling? How do I fix this? Because in no world, in any scenario, is anybody ever writing Pooh Hat. Never.
I just put in Pooh on our group chat and it gives me Puka.
Yes.
P-O-O-K-A.
I've seen Puka many times.
I don't get a Poohar and I certainly don't get a Pooh Hat.
So what is going on? What is going on? Am I sending Pooh Hats to other people and it remembered it? I've never typed these words out ever.
What is a Pooh Hat and where do I acquire one?
Well, I think it was at the CNA or one of the Markham fairs when you play those games, you can get the poop emoji and it's a hat.
Oh, I've seen those. Yeah,
Yes.
they poop emoji sell hats. Pooh Hat.
Okay, if anybody starts to like do this now and it's Pooh Hat and Gurdeep in the morning, I'm out.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
from 98.1 CHFI.
It is National Trading Card Day. I mean, I collected trading cards, hockey
did.
cards, baseball, basketball. But, I mean, that's pretty basic when it comes to collectibles, right? That's like the main thing people collect. I'm wondering if you collected something weird as a kid, and I'm looking at both of you. You both strike me as a couple of weirdos.
What? How dare.
When it comes to collectibles.
I was going to
I
say,
bet you collected something weird. You look weird.
producer Steph's like, how dare you? And I'm like, accurate. It's accurate. So as a kid, I collected erasers. I don't know why, but I just really loved erasers and the ones that like smelled really great too.
That's not weird.
It's not weird, but I had my favorite.
We did too. Me and all my friends.
did.
We're not weird. There's not that many weird people that collect erasers. Sorry.
One of my favorite ones that was a bit weird. It's a faucet. It was like a faucet eraser.
That's weird.
Okay.
Yeah, where like
Oh, no, that's okay. She's abandoned you.
That's weird.
you could actually turn the faucet.
What?
Yeah, it like screwed in. It was great.
Did you rip them off the back of pencils, like the little nubs, or was it like separate? Big
No,
Okay.
like you just like
No pencils
actual-
were harmed in the making of your
No.
collection.
And who wants to see those? Mine were special.
Hey, don't get mad at a nub. Did you actually use them, or did you keep them pristine?
No, you had to keep them pristine.
Okay,
Never
see,
use them.
There's a similarity between hockey cards. Like you wanted to keep them mint.
Yes. And I think my niece took them. I think she has them now. I'm not
What?
Yeah.
Your niece is grown.
I know.
Did
she
she
kept them
use
when
them?
she was a kid. And then
What a weird thing to hand down.
Here's my eraser.
I love you
Here are my
very much.
nubs.
Here's my eraser nubs. I love you.
Producer Steph, what weird thing did you collect?
Other than erasers.
Other than erasers, I used to collect dolphins, but then that stopped. And
What?
like not actual dolphins. I wouldn't have anywhere to put them.
You're like dolphin erasers.
Yeah, just dolphin
All
erasers.
roads.
Everything dolphin. Posters, erasers,
Oh,
like
nice.
little. And then that quickly changed over to fairies. Like I loved fairies and castles and all that sort of stuff. I have a collection at my mom's still in like a glass curio cabinet. And I have at least like 150 fairies in there, which are collectors now.
What are they made out
Wait,
of?
what are
ceramic.
Oh, they're ceramic fairies.
Like Tinkerbell? She's a fairy, right?
Yeah, and I love Tinkerbell, so I think that's where that started from. But this was a collection. It was called the Fairy Collection. They don't make them anymore. So I went online to go look, and they're like $150 to like $300 each. So I tried
Whoa.
selling the whole thing because my mom doesn't want them anymore. They take up a lot
Liquidate
of
that
space.
collection. Let's go on vacation.
So I could get a lot of money for them. I tried selling it for like $1,000 with all of them, with the cabinet.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted them.
No takers.
Oh, see, this is the thing with hockey cards.
It's
They're worth
individual.
something, but you got to actually find someone who's willing to spend the money.
Yeah.
I wonder how much my faucet eraser could go for.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
What's the weird thing that you collected? Maybe you're still collecting weird things. For me, it was erasers. Producer Steph, it was ceramic fairies.
It's so weird when you add the qualifier ceramic. Ceramic. I thought erasers would be the weirdest thing I hear today, and then Steph comes over the top turnbuckle.
Except
With
mine are
ceramic
worth
fairies.
so much money.
On paper, not in actuality.
Somebody buy them from me.
Oh boy. Okay, can you top Pooja and Steph here? What's the weird thing you collected? Gary from Uxbridge.
I collected matchbooks.
Oh, really?
Yes, from all over the place.
That's actually a great one. That doesn't seem weird to me.
Yeah.
What if-
and then I started at 13. My parents took me to Germany, and I started collecting beer felt, the coasters that go underneath beer glasses.
Okay, so matchbooks and coasters. What a fun, flammable hobby.
How many do you have?
I don't have the matchbooks anymore. They kind of burned up.
Right, as they do.
But the beer felts or coasters, I probably have, 500.
Wow. And you actually put beverages on them, or are they strictly for collectible show? Like you got to keep them in mint condition.
No. I have a lot that I keep that were memorable, like from trips I took with family and everything else. But then I also have them that I carry them in my pocket. So we go to a restaurant and it drives me nuts, the water on the table. So I put my own beer coasters
Whoa.
down.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Gary,
It's got a little
rewind.
weird.
Rewind. This is not so much a weird collectible. This is a weird habit. You go to restaurants with your own coasters?
Yes. Oh,
That is wild,
Wow.
Gary. Now I want to go to lunch with you.
my family now asks, have you got coasters? They don't have them here, Dad.
You're a coaster guy. We're learning so much about you. Gary from Uxbridge, thanks so much for the call.
You have a great day.
What's the weird thing you collected, maybe as a kid? Maybe you collect something weird now. That's what we want to know. Pooja was erasers. Steph was ceramic fairies. Joe from Stouffville, what was it for you?
I don't know how weird it is, but I collected a lot of posters, art by hip-hop artists and vinyl records.
Okay, vinyl records is pretty common, I think, but posters, that's interesting. So, like, what kind of posters would we see up on your walls?
So anything, I mean, it started way back from the Michael Jackson Prince, and then it goes all the way up to the Tupac, Biggie Smalls, and all 90s hip-hop as well.
When you collect them, did you actually get them framed, or were they just up like the way that
I
they
got
are?
a lot of them actually signed, and I have them all mint rolled, and I just started selling them.
Oh,
sweet.
wow.
That's awesome.
How much you get for them?
Pretty good prices, anywhere from $200-$300 a piece.
Wow.
That's all right.
I could see if somebody might want like a Tupac or a Biggie poster from back in the day.
You got anything signed by Michael?
No, I do not. No.
Okay, well then our business is done. Joe, thanks for the call, buddy. We appreciate you.
Take care, guys.
Mary from Belleville texting in saying salt and pepper shakers. Her friend has over 50.
Wow.
That's a little...
That's a lot of sodium.
That's interesting.
What's the weird thing you collected? For me, it was erasers, and for producer Steph, it was ceramic fairies.
Yeah, that's a tough one to top.
Yeah, it is tough. You were making fun of me for my erasers, and then producer Steph chimed in.
Steph's like, hold my beer.
Exactly. Tamara from Mississauga, what's the weird thing you collected?
Actually, I'm only calling because I collected erasers too.
Yay!
Hey!
Tamara! Thank you.
I had one that was shaped like a toilet, and I have one that's shaped like a gun.
Oh my! So where did you get yours from? Because I used to get them from Byway back in the day. I don't know how if I'm aging myself.
Yes, me too. Byway, anywhere, everywhere.
Yeah, the dollar store. Yeah.
I'm just going to put this out there.
Exactly.
Maybe this is a Mississauga thing. Damn, Tamara from Mississauga, Pooja from Mississauga, your weird-shaped erasers.
It was regional.
And I still have mine, actually.
You do?
I do.
Any takers? Anybody in the family want them or no?
It's funny because I actually told my niece a couple days ago, I'm like, I collected erasers, and she just kind of looked at me, she's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, they're so cool.
Tamara, thank you for calling. Call us more often.
All right, thank you.
Loving all these texts coming in. Thanks for all these texts. Carlos texting in saying, natural nerd here. I usually collect electronics, no matter the condition. LOL, my room smelled like an electronics repair shop. He had
wow.
That many.
Wow. That is a little
What
weird.
does an electronics repair shop smell like?
I'm not sure.
I'm going to guess like cigarettes and an old man's hat.
Yes, that's exactly what it sounds like.
Yes.
Alexa, by the way, writing us from Pickering to say her 10-year-old daughter collects erasers.
From where?
From Pickering, Durham region.
I bet Alexa's originally from Mississauga.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
This is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Pooj, you just got back from Mexico, and I only have one question for you. Did you vacation? Or did you vacation?
You know I vacation.
Yes.
And that just involved a whole lot of doing nothing, catching up on
Yes.
sleep, just really, taking in and soaking in the sun because of the weather we're having here. And we had those back-to-back storms. And I had a cold for 7 weeks.
You sound a little better now, finally.
Oh, it's all reverse. It's amazing what a couple days
how
off.
Cancun will do that to you.
Right? Maybe I got to do that more often. I don't know. But my husband was there for business. I tagged along and it was
Nice.
great. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so I was thinking about you when you flew out on Wednesday because with everything that just happened with that Delta flight.
Yes.
Like I don't have a flight coming up anytime soon, but I'm thinking like were you a little nervous with the landing? What was the vibe on the plane?
I'm not going to lie. I did think about it because I felt for all those passengers who were in that plane. You can imagine the way people described it as they were like bats hanging upside down. You don't get that thought or that feeling out of your head, especially when you're on a plane. So, of course, I thought about it. But then I remembered, okay, these things don't happen often. And, you trust the pilots and you trust the staff. They all know what they're doing and you trust their record. So that was quickly eliminated. But one of the things I thought is now that we know what happened with that, will people start clapping again? Because a safe landing is something maybe we just take for granted.
Right, the clapping when you land.
There are those people who do it. You've met them.
It happens once in a while, but I'd say it feels like the exception, not the rule. So you're wondering, do we go back to a society of like now where clapping becomes more common when you land?
Yeah, because, we are grateful for a safe landing.
Right. I will say I'm not inherently a clapper when the plane lands, but I'm more open to that than clapping when like a movie ends. in the theater.
Really?
People do that, and that's weird to me. I'm like, they didn't act it out. This wasn't live theater. This is a film that was made like 2 years ago, and we're watching it in theater.
Interesting. I don't find that weird at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I find that super. It's not a live performance. Whereas you could argue what the pilot just did was a live performance. He just landed you safely.
Okay, so guess what? I actually recorded the landing, okay? And I have it. I will play it for you later.
You have the audio.
I have the audio.
Did they or didn't they?
Well, I will play it for you in a little bit, but first let's find out from you how you feel about it.
5 calls? Decide it all.
I think you should decide before I tell you what happened.
Okay.
Should we be clapping when the plane lands?
Yes or no? 5 calls decide it all. Should we be clapping when the plane lands? Give us a call, 416-872-CHFI.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
So I'm back from vacation, and one of the things I was wondering on the plane, whether I was taking off or landing, I flew to Cancun, would people clap at the landing, given everything that's happened recently? Are we maybe taking it for granted that, we land safely all the time, and there's more of an appreciation for the pilots and the staff after everything that happened?
Was it a Delta flight by chance?
No, it was not.
It was not a Delta
no,
flight.
It was
Okay,
not. It was an Air Canada flight. But
Okay.
this is what happened. I took a recording of it.
Welcome to Cancun. The local time is 11:11 p.m. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and your personal items stowed until the seatbelt sign has been turned off.
That is quieter than the platinum section at a Leaf game.
It was
What?
so quiet.
No cheering at all.
No, nobody clapped. And then I thought,
Okay.
okay, maybe that's because it was a later flight. But when I flew back yesterday, back into Toronto, also no clapping.
Okay. And we want to know, should we be clapping again when the plane lands, given everything that's happened?
5 calls? Decide it all.
You tell us, maybe you always have been a clapper. Maybe you're willing to get on the bandwagon and start clapping. Maybe you're not going to be the leader, but maybe you'll join in.
That's a lot of us, I think. I'll follow. I'm not going to lead a clap. Should we be clapping when the plane lands? Give us a call, 416-872-CHFI.
Yeah, you tell us. Let's go to Cecilia.
Yes, absolutely. Actually, I'm originally from South America, from Uruguay, and this is normal practice for us. Every time we landed in Uruguay, this is normal practice. Everyone does it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That's good to know. Your vote's been counted. Thanks, Cecilia.
Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Jim from Scarborough. So what do you think? Should we be clapping when the plane lands?
No.
How come?
He did his job.
Right. That's what he was supposed to do.
Yeah. Nobody claps when I'm done my job. What would it feel like when you sign off and say, "This is Pooja and Gurdeep. Have a great weekend. Goodbye," and everybody goes,
That'd be kind of
"They're
nice,
gone."
actually. I would like that. Can we
Wait,
get an
guys,
audience?
you aren't clapping? I pictured you clapping.
No, I don't want you to go.
Oh, that's awesome. Jim, your vote has been counted. Thank you for the call.
Have a great day.
You too. Michelle from Toronto. So what do you think about clapping on planes? Yes or no?
We always do.
Really?
Yes, it's just basically to thank the pilot. Thanks, we had a great flight, and thank goodness, we're okay, we're all safe.
What if the flight wasn't so great? What if your meal was cold, little turbulence, long lineup for the bathroom? You still giving it some claps?
I'm still clapping for the pilot.
Okay.
Nice.
That's fair. Your vote's been counted. Thanks, Michelle.
Thanks.
So, Gary from Uxbridge, do you clap? Or should we be clapping when planes land?
No, we should. Well, you can clap if you want, but you know what? I'm sorry. You have one job to do. Do that job, get that plane on the ground. That's it.
Okay, so team no clap.
Yeah, no, there's no need to clap. They get paid good bucks, okay?
Okay, Gary, your vote's been counted.
Thanks for the call.
Okay, have a good one. Bye.
Kelly from Coburg. So what do you think? Should we be clapping when the plane lands? Yes or no?
Well, I just got back from Panama on Friday, and I clapped. That's for sure. They take our life into their hands, and when we landed safely, I was enthusiastic. So, of course, I clapped.
And
nice.
Was it contagious when you started? Did everyone else clap, or how did it go?
Oh, yeah. After the week we had with all the flights and the weathers, I think everybody was just super thrilled, and the whole plane clapped.
Nice.
Okay, love that. Kelly, thanks so much.
Thank you.
3-2 final score. 3-2 saying, yes, we should be clapping again.
Yeah, I will tell you right now, nobody was on my flight, but next time I will be the leader. I will be the leader and I will start the clapping.
Okay, make sure you record it.
Thanks for listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Listen to Pooja and Gurdeep live weekday mornings from 5 to 9.
Only on 98.1 CHFI.
Toronto's perfect music mix.